Well, there you go. Y'all still think I ain't know what I was talking about? Here we are right now. Game 4, week 4. The Jacksonville Jaguars traveled to Cincinnati to take on the 0-2-1 Bengals. The 0-2-1 Bengals. They were inconsistent. They allowed people to destroy their secondary. They couldn't stop anyone. And this was a Bengal team that, yeah, they was hungry, but they didn't know how to win or close a game out until they met the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's right, until they met Jacksonville. And then when Jacksonville came to town in the first half, the Jaguars were able to stay with the Bengals, and they maintained a good game even through halftime. They wind up closing out halftime up 13-10, but third quarter, the it just fell apart. I mean, between the injuries, the penalties, and just the inconsistent play of the offensive line and the defensive line of Jacksonville. Jacksonville got so many problems on offense and defense, just don't know where to start. Only thing they have is if Minshew is protected and they're able to get it to the young, talented wide receivers, and also they have this rookie running back who is undrafted rookie running back. With that being said, the Jaguars looked pathetic in the second half of this game. They saw Cincinnati gain more and more confidence, and the young first round draft pick Burrow was able to secure his first win of the season against Jacksonville. Now, and also another note was if you didn't know him, you know him now. Minix, and that's all you heard all day long. Minix right, Minix left. He was catching touchdowns. He was getting yards. He just was running all over. Right now, tonight, the the defensive line, the secondary of the Jacksonville Jaguar is just going to have all kind of nightmares about this guy Mixon. That's his name, Mixon. My bad, Mixon. But Mixon, man, he was all over the place. Yeah, and so here we are, 1-3. Jaguars are 1-3, now sitting. And if last check, let's see, I believe we're sitting tied for last place. If Houston, I think they did win today. Let me see here. Um, Houston Texans results. No, so the Texans still save us from being in last place. They're 0-4, but guess what? Don't worry, Texans. Jacksonville play you next week in Houston. So we have now rescued two teams. Two teams we've rescued. We rescued the Miami Dolphins, and now we just rescued the Cincinnati Bengals. And of course, next week we'll be taking on our Division 4 Houston Texans in Houston. So, but I tell you the truth, man, this looks bad. And the thing about it is, there's no fixing at this point of the season. There's no fixing the Jaguars. They did this to themselves. They got rid of a lot of people on defense. They all they have is Miles Jack. Miles Jack went down. He's hurt. They had C.J. Henderson. He's hurt. Uh, um, um, Robinson on the line is hurt. Um, there is about 5 players that went down this game that were impactful players that went down this game, and we didn't look good. We didn't look like the conditioning was. You could tell that there's some issues with conditioning with our players because we were getting knocked around and knocked out for the count. And Gardner Minshew was running around and running into folks, fumbling and bumbling, throwing interceptions and I mean Robinson played good, but then you had people, the what is the tight end who negated a 15-yard run for Robinson. I mean Robinson did the best he could with what was there. So Jacksonville's in bad shape, man. 1-3. I hate to say this, y'all. This is not going to be a pretty season. It's not going to be pretty. Just as I forecast before the season started, this season is not going to be pretty, and I think it's kind of designed that way. Um, they're trying to do a rebuild, and I know they're giving Gardner Minshew a chance, and they allowing him to run this team, but Minshew is not no franchise quarterback. He's not, and the numbers will continue to tell. Now, y'all thinking we're gonna get 6 wins this year? We ain't getting no 6 wins. They got 6 wins last year. We'd be lucky to get one more win this year. I tell you, I think we caught the Colts off guard in week 1, and because they had nobody seen our new approach. Um, the thing I think that was key in this game was at halftime, Cincinnati Bengals were able to make adjustments. Jacksonville didn't make no adjustments. They came out the same way. In fact, they went away from the run game, and they started just trying to pass all around the place. And our defense, they can't stop anyone. The defense cannot stop a team. So the stronger the team is, and I mean, we just played 0-2 Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati exposed a lot of things. One thing I will tell you, they did shut down Jacksonville's offense and limited them to 13 points at one point. And the only reason why we scored here and there is out of desperation, hurry up offense. But the Jacksonville Jaguars offense have been figured out. So if the Bengals figure this out, um, Miami Dolphins figured this out, and of course the Titans figured this out. They know us anyway. And now all that tape is going to be sent to Houston for them to see. And Houston is a team that barely lost to the Vikings. They barely lost to the Vikings. They're desperate for a win. They're 0-4. And here comes Jacksonville. What do you think? I don't even know if I have to make a tape for a prediction in that game. But right now we're not looking pretty right now, and um, a lot of that's on the coaching staff too. That's on the coaching staff, that's on management of Jacksonville's team. We're just, it's embarrassing. It's like, why are you guys suiting this team up to embarrass again, have another embarrassing season? And it's just painful to watch. Game after game, watching Jacksonville lose this way. I mean, they come out okay, and whatever, a little flashy, and they think people are stupid to just be excited about, for instance, just Minshew and in the young talent we have. You got rid of all of that good experience we had, and you need to be held accountable for that. That's why we're in the position we're in, because Jacksonville made it that way. The Jaguars organization made the team the way it is now. We had Jalen Ramsey, who's playing over there with the Rams. You got rid of Calais Campbell. You got rid of Inique Ngakwe. You got rid of, the list go on and on of all the people we got rid of. So now we have a team that will be very good in college, but in the NFL, this team is it can't. I mean, they can not for 4 quarters. They can compete now. Don't get me wrong. Now the Jaguars can compete, but they can barely compete. They can compete for about maybe 2.5, 3 quarters. That's not going to cut it, because and I would say in the ranking, in the power ranking, Jacksonville should be right around about 32, right around about 32. So here we go again, another loss, another week of wasteless expectation on a mediocre team that has been put together by a mediocre football staff, because the owner didn't have the guts to start over and get a better leadership. I mean, instead they hang on to Doug Marrone and Cardwell. So here we are right now. And so what Jacksonville's going to be playing for, and what they are playing for, is the #1 draft pick. And that's mark my word. Watch what I'm saying. It's going to get uglier before it gets any prettier. We lucky to win 2 or 3 games. The way we playing now, we'll be lucky to win another game. Be lucky to win another game. We're not gonna catch anybody else off guard. So that's the problem. Everybody else know who Jacksonville is. We have a running back, the young running back. We have a weak offensive line. We have a weak defensive line. We have a weak secondary that's injured, by the way, and uh, we have a quarterback. If you look at Minshew on the bench over there, we have a quarterback that's losing confidence every week. He's losing more and more confidence, and you don't even have a veteran quarterback back there with him. In fact, we shipped him off to Chicago. We shipped off uh, Nick Foles off to Chicago because we didn't want to pay all that money to him. When in fact he probably could have came back this year, we probably would be 4-0 right now. But we could have redid the offensive line. We could have built the team around Nick Foles. But no, we no, that don't make that you don't know what you're talking about, Terrence. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fan who've been watching this game of football for a long time. So and been watching Jacksonville now for the 11th, almost 11 years in a row, with the exception of 2017, put a losing product out there on that field. And that's what they're doing this year. And they're trying to sell you that to convince you that they're making some improvements, but Jacksonville's just trying to rebuild. They just trying to they traded away a lot of stuff because they're just trying to rebuild. And not only that, they're going to be, like I said, playing against Houston. This Houston game is pretty much the nail in the coffin. If they lose the Houston game next week, um, Jaguars is done for the season. I mean, because right now we're 1-3, and it's not the fact that we're losing these games; it's how we're losing the games. It's how we lose. Our defense can't stop anybody. There's literally nobody that the defense can stop. They let Cincinnati come back on them, and then Gardner Minshew 2 games in a row, just like with the Tennessee game. This game he made the same mistakes. He don't know how to clock manage with time. He used up too much time in the comeback, and then when they were calling the timeouts when Doug Marrone was calling those timeouts, it was like as though we're stopping them. We're not stopping them with your timeouts. He would call in timeouts. Also, and then the call where he instead of them kicking the extra point, they kicked the 2-point conversion. What's that all about? I mean, they go for the 2-point conversion, and which means that they would have had to go for it again. Well, I mean, what was that? What was the necessity of going for the 2-point conversion in a game where you're down by 14 points and you score a touchdown? And you score a touchdown, now you're down by 8 points. Or if you kick a extra point, then you're down by 7 points. Oh my goodness. It's just so much. It's so much the same old, same mistakes that we're talking about last year, because you got the same football minds there in Jacksonville. So you really don't even have to go back to look at this year. You can just look at how Doug Marrone coaches and the decisions he made. Just look at last year. He's been there for 4 years. And it makes you think about Sean Khan, and I love him. He's wonderful. But Sean, man, help the fans out. Help us out, please. You got to help us out, man. This coaching staff got to go. They're horrific. This needs to be it for them. This is just bad, really bad. So I'll end this up. I've said enough. Final score 33-25, and really it wasn't even that close, but 33-25, Jacksonville loses to Cincinnati Bengals, who celebrate at home their first victory in front of 6,000 people. Uh, they celebrate their first victory of the season. They're now 1-2-1, and Jacksonville is now 1-3. Thank you very much. Y'all take care. Go Jags.